You're listening to the Greeks Gridiron, live with Athan Haristodulu.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Greeks Gridiron. I am your host, Athan Haristodulu, and today, August 5th, 2021, is the beginning of the NFL preseason. We have the Hall of Fame game tonight. Pittsburgh is going up against Dallas. And man, it's not an important game. It has no ramifications to it other than it is just a football game. And for me, I'm excited. I started the show literally during the championship games this past playoffs. And so I got to cover 2 weeks of actual football, and then it was nothing but, coming up with content for the last 5 months as I've rolled through the offseason with this, be it free agency, the draft, top fives, things, whatever it is that I was putting together for you all. So it's exciting to have football back again for me. Today, we are doing a preview of the game. I'll be going over just things that I am going to be looking for and watching. We'll talk about a prediction score, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get right into the thick of things. We are at 149 subs as I record this right now. So if you want to be that 150, hit that sub button. But if you enjoy the content, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, comment down below things that you're excited for. If you're just pumped to see the NFL back in action tonight, please do. Now, for my first thing that I've highlighted on this, the big thing that I want to focus on is the battle for the number 2 spot at quarterback for both of these teams. Now, Ben Roethlisberger, Dak Prescott, the number ones for the team. Neither of them are going to be playing tonight. Funny enough, Ben Roethlisberger is just a healthy scratch. They're just not going to have him play. Dak Prescott will not be in due to his injury. So we got the backups coming in right out of the gate. Mason Rudolph is the announced starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin came out and said that himself. And then I guess the assumed starter from what I've been reading everywhere is that Garrett Gilbert is going to be the number 2 guy or number 1 guy going for the lead number 2 spot starting tonight. As far as the quarterbacks behind them, Dwayne Haskins and Joshua Dobbs are going to be the 2 and 3 respectively for Pittsburgh. And then my assumed ranking for this here, or depth chart position here rather, is Ben DiNucci sitting at the number 2 spot and then Cooper Rush sitting in at number 3. Garrett Gilbert has gotten the majority of the 1 snaps playing with that offense since Dak Prescott has been hurt. And then I'm assuming Ben DiNucci is going to be the number 2 guy just because of the fact of, he played a fair amount of games last year for the team as a starter while Prescott was hurt. So it makes sense for me there. But definitely something I'll be keeping an eye on is how do these quarterbacks fare, who's, making big throws, making accurate throws, right reads, good checkdowns, whatever it may be. It'll be interesting to watch as they all fight for the number 2 quarterback position on a team that both has a starting quarterback already. Now, as for team-specific things, what I have focused on for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this is something I know that Pittsburgh Steelers fans are all so excited about, is running back Najee Harris. I don't know if he's going to be playing tonight. I have not seen anything confirming that he is or isn't going to be playing tonight. I would love to see him play, though. I want to see him in a Steelers uniform. I want to see him moving around the football field. The way I see it is he is a rookie. Get him out there. There's no reason to, prevent him from getting any snaps in here. He's fresh off the draft. We want to get those wheels turning, see what we got in Najee. So that'll be something I'm looking at. As for snaps and attempts, if I was to guess anything, I definitely think he'll be in for at least about 10 to 15 plays minimum. And maybe not 10 to 15, maybe more 7 to 12 minimum. He'll probably get a handful of snaps in there. He might get 4, 5, 6 rushing attempts out of that. I'm expecting to see him in a good opportunity to make a couple catches, a few good runs. As far as yardage goes, if things go really well, you're looking at maybe 50, 60 yards. If it's not too good, maybe 20, 30, 40 yards at least. But I think he'll get a decent amount of yardage playing, especially if he ends up being in while some of Dallas's second stringers and really late third stringers and guys just fighting for roster spots are playing. I'm going to go ahead for a little bold prediction here. I'm going to put him on for a touchdown. I feel like that Pittsburgh's going to want to get the ball rolling, and I think him scoring a touchdown would really hype up the fan base, get the crowd going. So that's something I'm kind of hoping for, and I would love to see a nice Najee Harris touchdown for Pittsburgh. Now, flipping over to the other side of things for Dallas, what I have focused on here is mainly Micah Parsons for starters, but the entire group of Dallas's defensive rookies. They brought in so many guys throughout the draft, a lot that they're counting on. I mean, you got Micah Parsons, Kelvin Joseph, Osa, Odigizua, Jabril Cox. I mean, there's so many guys you can list and name that this team has drafted and is hoping to make immediate impact on a defense that really struggled last year. So, I mean, I have all of them listed as a whole as what we'll be keeping an eye on. Who's making plays? You know, is anyone going to force a turnover? Or maybe just get some good tackles for loss, or, you know, just have sticky coverage if it's Kelvin Joseph, whoever it may be. That's who, you know, is really going to make a difference is who's making those, like, not even the big plays, but just like the small plays, not missing tackles or anything like that per se. As far as who I'm most interested in watching, I'm going to be excited to see what Micah Parsons does throughout the game. I'm also excited to kind of see what Jabril Cox does, because I had him graded higher and expected him to be a higher draft pick, and he fell further than anticipated. So I'm hoping to see him light it up and surprise some people, because he ended up going so late in the draft. Now, as far as who I feel is going to impress the most in this game, I feel like I'm taking the easy way out, but from the defense here, I'm going to go with Micah Parsons. I think he's going to show why he was the first round pick there at the number 12 spot. I don't really think that I don't see anyone else really having the opportunity or outperforming, because I think Micah Parsons is the best at that spot. Now, other than that, to wrap up the preview video and send you guys on your way, we have T-minus, as I'm recording this, 4 hours and 22 minutes as I'm recording this video for you guys right now on the clock here. The over-under that I found is 32.5 points scored for both teams combined. As for my prediction on that, I was doing some numbers just from like the last few Hall of Fame games, preseason games, and how scores can usually get. And it's funny because, the most recent Hall of Fame game was a 14-10 game, only 24 points totaled altogether. But then prior to that, both teams combining for at least 34 points or more. So I'm going to go with the over on this one. I feel like, the Dallas offense, even their like second string guys, pretty impressive. Same with the Pittsburgh Steelers side of the football. A lot of really good receivers, especially going through like the later portion of that Steelers team. I think that there's a possibility that there's going to be a fair amount of points scored in this game, so I'm going to take the over on that one. The final score that I have predicted for the game itself, I'm going to be going with the Dallas Cowboys on this one. I'm going to take them 23-17. The reason I have Dallas in is because their depth at receiver is just so good. And honestly, the opportunity of you have a guy like Ben DiNucci, who was already playing, full-fledged NFL games last season, to quarterback for at least some portion of this game. And the fact that somebody's getting more snaps over him in Garrett Gilbert and he's impressing enough, I think that offense is going to run well. I think the Pittsburgh, Mason Rudolph's been in that system for a while. I think he'll be able to move the offense a little bit as well. And again, more like both of these teams just have such good wide receiver depth. I feel like it's going to end up causing some higher scoring points. And they also have good running backs as well. So something to keep an eye on. I think the score could potentially balloon over that, but I think 23-17 going Dallas's direction is where I have the game. I would love to know what you all think in the comment sections down below. Let me know what you think. What are you excited for? As always, I appreciate you all for watching. I'm Athan. I'll catch you guys with another video later next week. Have a good one.